Knowledge takes great patience and great application. We can either mourn our misfortunes and lament all the obstacles that get in our way, or we can work hard and arm ourselves with the knowledge it takes to make ourselves better people and the world a better place. So off I would go to that little house on Sheridan Road that was the Russian department. There were never more than 3 or 4 people in my class, and it was there that I would learn how to conjugate impossible verbs and be expected to read and understand the profoundly challenging works of Bulgakov or Tolstoy. In Anna Karenina and The Master and Margarita, in the poetry of Pushkin, the short stories of Chekhov, I found a world of passion and peril and barbarity and beauty that was not unfamiliar to me. It seemed downright South American, completely universal, and I marveled at its wisdom, and I soaked it in. I was fortunate to have the guidance and the wisdom of a wonderful professor and advisor who's just spoken now. I'm so thrilled, Irwin Weil, to whom I owe my fascination with many aspects of literature. I took independent study with Professor Weil for the whole of my senior year, and I immersed myself in the works of Mayakovsky and Maxim Gorky, oops, he's going to correct me in a minute, and Dostoevsky, and merged those two names together. In another class in the Russian department, I actually wrote a whole novel and got credit for it. I spent a semester, as was mentioned by Liz, with 7 other Northwestern students in the University of Leningrad, landing in the USSR in the height of the Cold War, just as Neil Armstrong was setting foot on the moon. I was fortunate, too, to have so many extraordinary teachers in other subjects. I studied Soviet history and politics with the enormously astute Barry Farrell. I enrolled in every course of comparative world literature I could fit into my schedule. I took contemporary European politics. I studied French, in the sciences, biology and botany, and in the English department, the art of the poem, the art of the essay. Somehow, in the mix of life that is the American university experience, in that heady blend of learning, when you learn something concrete and specific, along with the business of learning about the chaotic world at large, we establish something very important about the people we are going to be. We may not know it, but that future identity is stirring within us. I never did go on to use my Russian in any direct professional way, but it served me greatly in the years to come. The discipline of the language, the greatness of the literature formed me. The friendship of my wonderful sorority sisters, one of them is right down there, Monica Postel, taught me a great deal about the American family. And in the end, the exhilaration of the academic life that I felt here in this remarkably rich university prepared me for a life in books, a pursuit to which I've dedicated myself ever since. As Northrop Frye once said, and I believe it with all my heart, there is no machine so sophisticated, no technical advance so sleek and efficient as a well-written, well-published book. Which is probably why the carols of the Dearborn Library became such a comfortable home away from home for me. In short, I couldn't have accomplished what little I have. I would not be the person I am today, a newspaper writer, an editor, a book critic, a novelist, a memoirist, without having passed through those difficult, joyful, transforming years here at Northwestern. I suspect that for all of you alums, you feel a little that way too. So this morning, as I was sitting over at the Orrington Hotel after a wonderful breakfast with Professor Weil, pondering what to say to you. By the way, the last time I was at the Orrington Hotel, it was as a waitress in the Hulla. I was trying to earn some money so I could help pay my way to go back to Peru. because my parents returned to Peru the moment that I graduated from high school. As I sat in the Orrington Hotel, wondering how to wrap up this little talk in a clever, pithy way, I decided probably the best, most honest closing words I can say to you are really not very clever or pithy at all. They're simply, thank you. Thank you, Northwestern. Thank you for teaching me, shaping me, molding me, and thank you for inviting me back to give me this extraordinary honor. I will never, ever forget it. Thank you.